Hola, hola, mis amigos. Sorry about that. We had some major technical difficulties here. I'm not sure what was going on. Hopefully, we got it rectified. Thanks for sticking around and being patient. Give us a thumbs up if you can hear us okay, guys, please, and thank you. We'll just hang tough for a minute, wait for everybody to come back on since we lost you. Let me check and make sure we have some volume. Oh, yeah, we got volume. I don't know what happened there, guys. Technical difficulties. It seems whenever I start this program a little bit early, things go awry. Things go awry. Sorry about that. Oh, we'll just hang tough, my friends. Jennifer and I, we've been here for 2 years now and kind of wanted to show you guys places that we've gone, some highlights of where we've been. Jennifer's made a nice spreadsheet here for us all. PowerPoint, sorry. She's all bundled up there. She's all cold. Yeah, again, sorry about the technical difficulties, my friends. Truly sorry about that. Not really sure what happened there. Oh, if it was a program or if it was a human error or what it was, but on my screen it was showing everything was normal. But then when I looked at the YouTube video, all it showed was Jennifer's PowerPoint and there was no volume coming across, so I don't know what happened. Not sure exactly what went wrong there. So I think maybe the program had froze up or something. Anyway, so we basically had to reboot the whole system and start all over. Hey, Gayleen, thanks for stopping by. I seen your other comment, but we had logged out and then we had to log back in. So technical difficulty, human error. I don't know. Could have been, or it could have been the program, or could have been YouTube. Maybe a combination of all three. Who knows? Anyway, glad we're back live. I basically had to shut everything down. I did it once already. I shut everything down and I went back in, but I started from the program that we were already running. And then for some reason it still wasn't loading, so I had to redo it all over again. So, yes, we're going to talk about places we lived. We're going to talk about the highlights where we have gone, our favorite places, right, Jen? Jen's all bundled up. I don't know why. She's cold, I guess. She's got her microphone buried under her shirt.
Well, we turned the AC on. It's right. You can't see it, but it's like right there, barreling down on us.
Yeah,
because of the
well,
camera. Because the camera will shut down if it's not kept cold. So I always have my sweater.
Well, I pulled the table back away from so we're not right under the AC. We were under the AC before. So now we pulled the table back, but obviously I guess it's not pulled back far enough for Jennifer, so I'm not going to move it again. So anyway, I don't feel the AC blowing on me now. Jen obviously still does. So you're just going to have to unbury your microphone, that's all. So, so yeah, we're going to talk about places that we've been and our favorite places. So, and we did want to keep it just to Yucatan, but Jennifer added San Cristobal in this spreadsheet, so that was a highlight of one of the places that we've gone since we've been here. So, anyway, guys, we'll just take it away here from the.
Well, before we start, I maybe shouldn't ask you to do this, considering the issues that we're having. But can you share little clips of the places that we've lived, the houses that we've lived?
Mm-hmm.
No.
No, I'm not. No, I should have been more prepared to do that earlier. I could have brought it up earlier, but uh, yeah, it's not. I can tell you where we live, but I'm not going to waste a lot of time going looking for clips and pictures and videos of places where we lived. So we lived in Mérida, we lived in Progreso, and we lived in Chicxulub. And in Mérida, we lived in a Privada when we first got here. I have videos of that from when we first moved here. And then in Progreso, we lived in a house that was a block from the beach, and there's videos of that house as well. And in Chicxulub, we lived in a house that was 2 blocks from the beach. Or was it 3? 1, 2, almost 3 blocks from the beach. Yeah, so Progreso was we were only 1 block from the beach, and then Chicxulub we were almost 3, not quite 2.5 blocks from the beach, and now we're back in a Privada just north of Mérida, so just on the other side of Mérida. So yeah.
So now we'll start with where we've been throughout these last 2 years.
Yeah, Puerto Morelos, that's on our list too. It was before we got here, because we had fallen in love with that little town when we were holidaying here one time, and we spent a week there, I believe it was. We spent some time there anyway. We stayed there. It was either a week or 2 weeks. I think it was only a week that time because we bounced around. But anyway, we were there and we fell in love with it. It's a very sleepy little town, but that was quite a few years ago, so I don't know what it's like now. We haven't been there for a long time. So I can't even remember.
Well, we were there for one evening, but it was more on the residential side, away from the beach. Riley and Lissandra's friends.
Oh, just recently. Yeah.
They lived in Puerto Morelos, and we're in their house.
Oh, okay. We drove there with Riley and Lysandra when we were looking at rental properties. Oh, okay. But we were nowhere near the beach.
No.
Yeah. So there you go. We were there, but it wasn't, we didn't drive around too much. I don't remember seeing anything other than residential area. It obviously has grown a fair bit since we've been there, but it was definitely on our radar to go check that place out as well, Puerto Morelos. So we'll make it over there in a few years when we're done in Oaxaca. So anyway, guys, we'll carry on with Jennifer's beautiful spreadsheet that she made here. Hopefully that works okay. Okay, so where did we go? This is it here. We went all over Mexico.
Well,
not
not quite.
This is where we are right here. Mérida. All right, so we'll carry on with where did we go? I don't remember what she has first. I'll let Jennifer.
So we've been to many beaches.
This is our favorite beach, I believe.
The top one is Chiberna.
Yeah.
The bottom one is Punta Blanca or Isla Blanca in Cancun.
Isla Blanca, yeah, in Cancun. Obviously, the Caribbean Ocean.
Yes. And we've been to other beaches besides, like Mahawal, El Cuyo, Holbox. They'll be coming up. This was just to represent the many different beaches we've been to, and we've been up and down beaches all along the Gulf here as well.
Yeah,
like within driving distance, like in Talchak and
Seashell's not in here either. We've been there.
Yeah, many beaches.
Many beaches.
So this was just supposed to represent the many beaches that we have been to.
Yeah, and our favorites. So obviously the top Chiberna is our favorite beach here in Mérida area, which is about 30 minutes from where we live. It's a public beach in a little town of Chiberna, just outside of town a little ways, not far, about 5 minutes or less. So, and there's no bathrooms, there's no nothing there. It's just a beach with the sand and the ocean. That's it. They are starting to put stuff there now. I shouldn't say that there's nothing there, because now they are starting to put up makeshift palapas, like ones they tear down and they reset up with beds and stuff. And before, when we first moved here, there was nothing there, absolutely nothing. You had to bring your own stuff. So it's starting to become a little bit more popular with the people that live in this area. So obviously the locals have been going there for a long time, but the gringos are starting to discover it. So probably thanks to us. So they are starting to rent stuff there now, but it's pretty rustic, right? Bring your own stuff, and you if the beach is a little bit busy, you walk down the beach like 100 yards, 50 yards, and you have the whole beach all to yourself, pretty well, right? There's nobody around you. As you can see, it just goes for a long, long ways down the coast, and it's beautiful there. It really is. So, and especially on the weekdays, if you go weekdays, you can have the whole beach to yourself pretty well. Obviously Sunday's the busiest day. That's family day in Mexico for all the families, right? So we were going on Sundays. That was our day to go because Jen is still working 9 to 5 type thing, Monday to Friday. So Sundays was our day as well to go to the beach with all the families, which was nice, you know. And yeah, so that's it. Our favorite beach, Jaberna, just north of Mérida, about 35 minutes. You got Jaberna, you got Chelem, and then you got Progreso. The three main beach towns just north of Mérida. All about 30 minutes away from Mérida, like Chelem and Chicxulub. Should add Chicxulub in there as well. Like Chicxulub and Progreso pretty much run right together. Well, they do run right together. And then Chelem is only about 15 minutes from Progreso, and then Chicxulub is about another 15 minutes from Chelem. So they're all really, really close together. Really, really close. All right. So go ahead, babe.
This is Bacalar.
One of our favorite places to go that we discovered by Google.
So the top scene is from the yard of the tour company that we were taking a lancha tour from. So a lancha is just one of those boats that you see in that picture there on the top left. So we were just hanging out waiting for our boat to come get us. And then there's the fort, some remnants of the fort. And Bacalar is a lake, so I'm not really sure why there was a fort there. But I don't remember this picture. I think you did a really good job on this picture, dear.
Yes, that's right in the town of Bacalar. That's their, what do you call it? Like the battle station when they had when they used
Fort.
when they used to fend off the pirates. So they've all kept that all beautiful.
Baluarte.
Battlement.
Baluarte.
Yeah, that was a beautiful picture. I remember taking it, and I remember
seeing it. I found it on Facebook.
Oh.
I'm still worried about the dog being overheated. He's got his little vest on.
Yeah, it is hot all over, Galen, but obviously the beach towns are not quite as hot, about 5 degrees cooler than Mérida. And then you do get a breeze there, which makes it even a little bit more cooler. So, and there is usually probably 90% of the time there's a breeze after lunchtime. In the morning, there's usually not much of a breeze at the beach, usually. So if you want to get to the beach early in the morning without any breeze, if you want to fly your drone, that's the best time to go is in the morning. There's no breeze, but come 11, 12 o'clock, the wind is going to start to pick up. So that's what I have found anyway, the time that we've been here. Sorry guys, a little thirsty. So yeah, the breeze is more in the afternoon. So, and it is definitely cooler at the beach. So, but Mérida is bloody hot, right? Like everybody complains about the heat here in Mérida. Even the locals complain about it. So yeah. I see a lot of running memes, jokes about how, oh, it's fall and it's cooled off, and people are in their parkas and scarves. It's not quite that bad, but it was down to 21 today.
I'm enjoying the weather right now.
Yeah, 100%. We're enjoying the weather right now. But
I opened the patio doors this morning,
mm-hmm.
and it was wonderful.
Yeah, it's still warming up in the afternoon though, right? So come 12, 1 o'clock right now, it's 30 degrees, 32 with a real feel of more, 33. I think today was 31 and then a real feel of 32, 33, something like that. But it'll cool off a little bit more. come next month and into December and January. Not too much though. You're still going to have the 25, 28, 30 in the daytime. So it might see highs of 27, 26 come December, January, but we'll see. Can't predict the weather, right? So so yeah, top left we got Bacalar, the lake, the lagoon. So in Mexico they call it the lagoon, and well, Spanish the lagoon, and then we have the fort where they fight the pirates. Bacalar is a really cool place, has a real hippie vibe to it. Highly recommend going there. The restaurants are amazing there.
Our favorites were mango chili for breakfast because you
Right.
could get cappuccinos and they had waffles, but they
Yeah.
were also vegan. But they had very interesting waffles that you could get, your traditional ones, but they also had savory ones. And then we liked,
Yeah, mango chili was really good. Yeah.
we really liked avocado, basically in Spanish. I'm having trouble saying it. Aguacate was the name of the restaurant.
Yeah.
For dinner.
Mango chili was really cool because it was on top of the hill or a hill, and it was overlooking the lagoon, which was really really nice. And they had a little patio out front on top of the hill overlooking the lagoon, so you'd have your cappuccino up there in the morning and your breakfast, whatever, and beautiful view. Really really nice. Highly recommend Bacalar. Kind of a hidden gem. Like I said, a real hippie vibe to it. Really laid back, chill. A lot of little shops. Very, very cool place. Very, very cool. And as you can see, the lagoon is quite amazing. We have videos on it. You can go to our channel and search Bacalar. And
They
you can
call
see
it the Lagoon of Seven Colors.
Yeah, the lagoon of seven colors. Yeah.
There's a bunch of cenotes in the lagoon itself.
Yeah. Yeah, we did a boat tour there as well. It was pretty cool. It's a very cool place. Highly recommend Bacalar, most definitely. So that's a highlight, one of our favorite places that we visited here in the Yucatan Peninsula. Obviously, that's in Quintana Roo. Okay, so we'll carry on. So this is Mahuel.
It is.
Yeah, Mahuel. So Mahuel, we did that the same time we went to Bacalar. That was last Christmas. And you got a barracuda in the bottom. That was quite a story. I was snorkeling and was chasing all these fish around with the GoPro, and I was like, "Oh, look at the pretty fish! Look at the pretty fish!" Then I seen this big dark fish sitting at the bottom of the ocean, not moving. I was probably like up to a little bit, maybe my neck, roughly. Anyway, and I dove down there and I looked, and I was like, "Oh my God, that is a pretty big fish!" So I stuck around long enough to get that shot of it. I do have a little video of it as well, but I just cropped that into a photograph. So it was pretty big anyway. So barracuda. And then, I come up and I scared the heck out of some Americans that were standing there from the cruise ship. They were just standing there with their cold beer. I was like, "Oh, there's lots of fish down there swimming around, big ones." I go like this. The guy was like, "What?" His eyes got really big. It was quite comical anyway. I'm like, "Oh, I didn't mean to scare you, but yeah, there's a lot of fish down here." It was quite funny. And then the top one is just, I don't remember, that's got rocks in it though. Where is that at, babe? That top picture
I'm pretty sure it's Mahawa.
was rocks. Should be no rocks there.
I don't know then.
Yeah, I don't know either. Oh, I don't know where that is.
No, there was an area that had some rocks that last day. It was divided a little bit by rocks.
Okay. Yeah, we stayed at a couple different day use areas there, beach clubs, I guess you want to say. So, and I did enjoy Mahual, but it's not somewhere. It's really touristy. It's a cruise ship port destination, so it's not somewhere I would go and live. I don't think. It didn't. Yeah, it was nothing too special, really, to be honest with you. What do you think of Mahual? What was your opinion of it? Meh.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, we really loved it at the time, but we've been to some pretty spectacular places since then.
Yeah, no, I recommend going there to visit, but I wouldn't want to live there. But to visit, yeah, it's a great place to go visit, spend a week. I don't think you would
No,
need.
I wouldn't want to live there. The internet
No.
is way too bad, and it's too small.
Yeah, there's nothing there. It's really
Nothing
small.
there.
Yeah, it's really
Nothing there.
small. Yeah, yeah. I wouldn't want to stay there more than a week. 7 days is enough in Mahahual, for sure.
That's probably way more than enough.
Way more than enough.
We
Yeah,
did 4 days.
yeah. We did 4 days. Yeah. So that's it. Mahahual. We'll carry on, guys.
These are in no particular order as well. So just so
No,
you know,
yeah. So Holbox,
Holbox.
Holbox, it was just meh for me. I didn't. It was worth going to say, yeah, I went to Holbox.
It is beautiful.
Yeah.
I really liked the Airbnb that we stayed at. We kind of lucked out in the location. It was kind of midpoint between the ferry and
Beach,
the beach.
ocean.
Yeah. Um, but Holbox itself, I mean, you can walk the whole thing, I think. But
Yeah.
um,
The roads are horrific there.
oh,
If you have
terrible
mobility
roads.
issues, it's not a place to go.
Terrible roads.
Yeah, if you're the sidewalks, the roads, everything. If you're in I did see a lady there, or I can't remember, an elderly, if it was man or woman, I can't remember, that was in a wheelchair, and they were having a heck of a time. And even if you're in a walker with, like my mom's got bad knees, I don't recommend going there for anybody who has mobility issues. It's yeah,
So some
really touristy, and it's got a party vibe to it. It's really really touristy, and it's busy. It was busy everywhere we
and
went,
expensive.
and
Like
it's expensive.
we
Yeah,
paid $7 for a Coke at one place,
yeah.
and the drinks weren't on the menu. We just ordered a Coke, and it turned out to be $7. Um, uh, what else? Oh, and when you research, you're going to Holbox, so you look up things to do, blah blah blah. They rave about this lobster pizza. Well, it's not worth raving about. I mean,
Well, even Holbox. I mean, I heard so many good things about. Oh, you got to go to Holbox because that's why I went there. Because I just, the
well, it was
research.
beautiful.
Yeah, but
We'll get to the beautiful points, but I'm talking about the pizza. They don't cook lobster very well here, not that I've found, and Holbox was no exception. So you're paying a really steep price for a pizza with one lobster tail in the center of it, and it's nothing to write home about. Like,
and it had little bits of
if you don't
lobster
try
on
it, you're not missing anything.
Yeah.
Now
that was no big deal.
the highlight there was the tour that we took to see the phosphorescence, luminescence. So we took a kayak tour
At
out
night.
into the ocean at night to
nighttime.
see the bioluminescence, and that was absolutely magical.
It was amazing, yeah, and you couldn't get it on footage because you needed a special
It's
camera.
too dark.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you needed
it has to be dark to see it. So the GoPro, of course, is not going to pick up anything because it's too
Well,
dark.
no camera would. You need a special camera to see it. There's
There's no light to
Yeah.
capture an image. So
Yeah, but it was really really cool to see with the naked eye. It was really really cool. So that was well worth it for sure.
hmm
But Holbox itself, I mean, I could have skipped Holbox. It was cool to say we went there, but it's not a place that it's really touristy, and it's expensive, and it's busy. You're on an island. So if you've been to small islands before, you know what it's like, But the infrastructure there is like, say, the roads, the sidewalks were just horrific. We had no problems, but I mean, we're young and fairly healthy. But we did enjoy ourselves there. It wasn't terrible, that's for sure. But it's not. I would prefer El Cuyo over Holbox.
much quieter,
Much quieter,
just
cheaper,
as beautiful.
easier to get to, and it's the same beach. like you're on the Caribbean pretty well. You know, I really, really enjoyed El Cuyo. El Cuyo was my favorite place, actually, as far as beach towns that we visited next to the Caribbean.
Campeche.
Campeche. So Campeche is only about 2 hours from Merida, a very short drive. It's 4-lane highway all the way there, and the highway is beautiful. And yes, snorkeling is really, really good, Galen, all throughout the Caribbean Ocean. All from Cancun all the way down to Belize, the snorkeling is perfect. And it's even better if you go out to Cozumel or Isla Mujeres. Absolutely. And we love snorkeling. We've gone on quite a few snorkeling excursions. So
Not good for snorkeling here in the Gulf. There's
yeah,
nothing to
the
see.
Gulf is not that great for snorkeling in. But you do find a lot of shells walking on the beach here, which you don't find on the Caribbean side. So there's a lot of shells. No shortage of shells here. So we really, really liked Campeche a lot. This the city of Campeche. So you have the state Campeche, and then you have the city, which is on the Gulf of Mexico. Like I said, it's 2 hours from here, and very, very peaceful, quiet little town. It's one of the few cities that have the walled city. I think it might be the only one. There might be one other one that still has it. But anyway, they call it the walled city because the wall is still up from when they were fighting the pirates. So, but yeah, it's a very, very nice place. Very laid back, very chill. Highly recommend going there. The traffic is even moved slower. It's not nearly as busy as Merida. Not nearly as busy as Merida. And the Malecon there, as you can see, is beautiful. There's no beach, though. That's the only thing. The beach is out of town. You got to go out of town to the beach. And we never made it to the beach. That's one thing we haven't done yet, which I'm kind of hoping we do before we leave this area. So we got a few weeks left yet. So I have a local friend that lives there, and I hope to go there and check out the beach in Campeche. So that's on my list to go there. So I highly recommend if you're in Merida, take the extra time and go to Campeche even for a couple of days, get an Airbnb. You could get an Airbnb there for like $40, $50 Canadian, $30 American, I'm sure. Right, babe? Something like that?
I don't know. I don't remember. I'm sorry.
Yeah, roughly. I think that's about what we paid. Anyway, yeah, we love Isla Mujeres too. Absolutely. Oh, cool. Cool. She said she saw her first seahorse in the wild.
I don't think I've seen a seahorse yet.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
I
don't think not in the wild, in
I
the
think
aquarium.
it's been a lot of years since we've been there,
It has been a
and
lot of
I'm
years.
sure
Yeah.
it's changed significantly since we've been there.
Yeah. Yeah. Even Cozumel, we just went there not that long ago, but it was quite a few years. Actually, not that bad. It was Isla Mujeres has definitely been a long time since we've been there. It's been a while.
2011, I think, was the
Yeah,
last
it
time.
was quite a while. So anyway, Campeche is definitely high on the list to go visit Campeche. Go check it out. Like I said, 4-lane
That's
highway.
good. A weekend is good enough for
Yeah,
that
yeah.
area.
2-3 days. 3 days is good.
There were some ruins. How far away were the ruins?
The ruins that we went and saw were about an hour drive. Well worth it. It was good highway going there. Yeah, well worth it. Not touristy at all. Big. Most of them you could climb, so which was nice. Yeah, that was really about it. We really like Campeche. Food's good, friendly. People are friendly. Yeah, lots to see and do there. You do an excursion of the wall when you're there, and then there's a lot of shops. A lot of restaurants. Very, very, very cool place. Okay, we'll carry on. The Malecon's a lot longer there too. So, and you can see here to the left and the right, you have the walking and the bicycle path, and Jen's walking on the bicycle path here to the right. Okay, what else we got? El Cuyo.
Very small boutique-like resorts.
Yes.
So maybe a dozen rooms or what have you. And I think that that's by design. I don't think you're allowed to, build great big massive resorts with lots of stories.
Yeah.
So it makes it a lot less busy. Very frequented mostly by Europeans, I'd say. Any tourists we met seemed to be of the European descent. Not strictly, but I mean mostly, right?
Yeah.
And very, very small. There's not a heck of a lot. There were tours, I believe, the whale sharks, just like Holbox. I think they had a whale. Is it whale sharks?
Yeah.
Yeah, the whale sharks tour, and then we did it. We rented an ATV for a little while. We just did it. Was a one night or 2 nights? Was one night. We only
Yeah.
did one night there, so. Um,
In El Cuyo?
mhm.
No, we were there for 2 nights. We didn't drive all the way to El Cuyo for one night. No, we were there for a couple days, couple nights. We didn't drive all the way
I
over
thought I
there.
had to work. Anyways, doesn't matter. So very tiny place.
Yeah, we didn't. We weren't there
We
very
wanted
long.
to move there. We just fell in love with it,
Yeah.
but again, there's nothing out there, and the internet sucks.
Yeah, the internet's terrible. You'd need Elon Musk internet, satellite internet, if you were to live out there. It is a beautiful place, though, got a real hippie vibe to it. Um, the locals keep the beach area, and the whole town is very, very clean. The beach is pristine, and you can tell that it's well cared for, with a lot of love by the locals for sure. Yeah. There's recycling garbage even just to the left of that photograph there. There's recycling garbage and whatnot. And everything was just super, super clean, and everybody was super, super friendly. A lot cheaper than Holbox and not touristy at all. I don't recall seeing hardly any tourists there at all. It was very, very quiet, very, very quiet. As you can tell in the photograph, like, there's nobody there. And I'm sure that was taken probably like around 11, 12. Oh, I can see one guy in between the O there. You probably can't see him very well. There's somebody in right there. So, that's it. Yeah, it's a very, very quiet, peaceful place. Highly recommend El Cuyo if you're in this area. And that's another place you wouldn't need to go there for more than 2, 3 days. Like that would be lots. 2, 3 days in El Cuyo would be plenty sufficient. It's a little bit of a drive to get there, and some of the roads aren't that great. Like it's pavement all the way there, but it's like asphalt. It gets a little narrow, but I mean, it wasn't too bad. I mean, we didn't have no problems, but it's not like a 4-lane highway or anything. So just keep that in mind. So, well worth to visit. That was one of my favorite places. Okay, we'll carry on. That's enough, El Cuyo. Beautiful.
We've been to Valladolid a couple of times.
Yeah, we've been here a couple of times. Yeah, and we like
So
it there.
that's the nunnery. What's another word for monastery? Nunnery.
Monastery.
Um, and that's it's in the background behind the Valladolid sign is the monastery. So, and then that's on the left is the picture of the chapel. That's not the word I want either. The church part, I can't think of. I have no vocabulary. When you start learning another language, you lose your old language. There's only so much room in there, and you gotta. If you want to stuff more in, something's got to leak out. So.
Yeah, so we really did enjoy going to Valladolid, though. It's a very nice little town. Another one that's very laid back, very chill. It's busy there, though. It is busy. It's every time we've
It
gone.
is a Pueblo Mexico,
Yeah,
and those tend to be more tourists, and again, European tourists. I've mentioned before. More European tourists. There are, of course, tourists of every nation, but higher majority of European. They really like to go visit those Pueblo Mexicos.
Yeah, it's always busy every time we've gone there. It's super busy, super busy. Lots of people. And the locals go there too, right? It's busy with local tourists as well, not just gringo tourists. The locals go and holiday there too and check it out, travel around. So we like going there though. Been there a few times, as Jen said. A spot you're gonna want to go check out if you're in this area. So, all right, we'll carry on. Not much to say about that place. Go check it out. We have videos on it as well.
Chiapas.
Okay, so she threw Chiapas in here. It's not the Yucatan, obviously. It's not in the Yucatan Peninsula. A ways away.
So, but the title of this slide is "Where have we been?"
2 years in review. Yeah.
Where have we been? We
Where
went
have
to
we been?
Chiapas.
Yeah. We traveled extensively around Chiapas too, actually.
So on the two sides are the streets of Chiapas. So like it's hilly. It's in the mountains, so it's a little more hilly.
Very
And then
narrow streets.
on the right is El Centro, I guess.
Yeah.
So, and it was at Christmas time, so there's a lot of people.
It was busy.
And it was at night. And then in the center picture, Jessica took us out to some nearby mountain towns of indigenous towns.
That was the highlight of my trip there.
Yeah, and so in this particular town, we met this lady, or this young girl. She was 14.
14 years old,
She took us to her family home and showed us the things that they made and dressed us up as novios, so like a bride and groom. And we took our picture, and we did buy some. I bought a top there, and we bought a table runner, and it was all handmade stuff, and it was beautiful.
Yeah, that was the highlight of my trip to Chiapas, was going on that little trip with Jessica to that little village and meeting that girl and her family.
That's obviously before Jazz did my hair too.
Yeah. Yeah, I highly recommend to check out our videos from Chiapas, guys. The waterfalls, especially that one there in the middle, right in the middle there, where we went and visited the young girl and her family. So we pull into town, and the girls, there was 3 or 4 of them, they just kind of surrounded the car. At first, Jessica's like, no, don't stop. So, and then she overheard what the guy had said, and then we were supposed to stop because we had to pay. They wanted us to pay
a tourist fee
to come into town. So she's like, oh, okay, stop. So we stopped. And then the girls came and rushed our car, all like 4 or 5 young girls.
Oh, not quite. It was maybe two or three at the most.
There was more than 2. Anyway, some young girls came and rushed the car, and we started talking to Jessica. And then Jessica basically made a deal with the one girl. She's saying she would take us to her home, show us how they live, and feed us lunch. And,
well, not lunch. We just ate a snack.
Well, had a snack.
Yeah.
Yeah. And she was, her grandma was making tortillas there, and on the floor, a dirt floor in their little hut, little shack, with a fire going inside there. And then it was family. It was all family, right? And then I think the mother and probably her aunt or whatever was making this clothing that you see. So it was very, very cool. It was a very, very cool trip. And then she took us to a church as well. So, yeah, it was really, really cool. We really, really like San Cristobal a lot, but it's one road in and one road out and up in the mountains. So
not very dog friendly.
Not very dog friendly, yes. Well, the town itself was, but we just had issues. They didn't allow Cece to go into a park, like say Jasper Park, like in the Rocky Mountains, like a park like that, like a big, huge outdoor park. They would not let Cece go into this park because they were afraid that an animal was going to eat him. I was like, we're not going to let him out of the car, and they're like, no, he can't go in. Like, are you kidding me? So that was.
We were kicked out of one restaurant.
Yeah, we were
an outdoor restaurant.
An outdoor restaurant, yeah. Yeah, it's not as pet friendly as Mérida, that's for sure. Yeah. But we really did like Chiapas and highly recommend going there to visit most definitely. San Cristobal, all throughout Chiapas. I would like to go back and spend some more time there, most definitely. Like we did Palenque was pretty cool. The waterfalls. What are the towns we went to, babe?
Corso de Chiapas.
Right, that's where the riverboat tour was.
Yep.
Yeah,
Um,
in the canyon that me and Jorge went on because the dog wasn't allowed.
yep. Tuxtla.
Tuxtla, yeah, that was just a big city, but it was cool to go there and check it out. Palenque, I would have liked to explore more, and yeah, where we did the riverboat tour was pretty cool. Okay, we'll carry on. That's enough of Chiapas. The food is really good there, and so is the coffee. So I'll let Jen talk about this here.
Uxmal.
Uxmal in the top left corner, Chichen Itza bottom corner.
Yeah. So that's just to signify that we've done ruins. You've done more ruins. You've done ruins close to Mérida here.
So many ruins.
You did Palenque. You did the ones by Campeche. We both did Chichen Itza and Uxmal.
Yeah.
And the highlight for me was a Choco Story, a chocolate museum, which had, unknown to me, a wildlife rescue. So all of the animals in this park had been rescued from the wild and could no longer fend for themselves in the wild. So that's why they were there. And so they were rescued from in various manners and ways. So I'm not one for zoos for the most part, but when they're rescuing these animals that can no longer, that would die in the wild. I mean, it kind of makes me feel better about it. I think they're having a better life here than out in the wild. They'd probably be dead if they're out in the wild. So yeah, that's all I have to say about that. And like I say, there was a lot more that went on at the Choco Story than the wildlife preserve. They had a Mayan ceremony. They had a little, it was a museum, so you got to read lots about the cocoa bean. And then they also had, we ate or drank hot chocolate, and they talked about the history of hot chocolate.
Yeah, well, making it. That was pretty cool, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was.
We have videos on that,
it was
too.
You guys weren't even sure you wanted to do it. And I'm like, we're here, we're going. And I'm so glad we did. It was just wonderful. I don't know. I just loved it.
Yeah, it was a good time. It really was. Yeah, and the ruins are not. They're just as spectacular as Chichen Itza.
In my opinion, yeah.
They were just as spectacular as Chichen Itza, and nowhere near as busy.
Yeah.
Way less touristy.
Yeah.
Way
There's
less.
so many people in Chichen Itza.
Yeah, Chichen Itza is always. You can't go there, and it's never.
I want to maybe interject here that. Some of these places, a lot of these places, particularly the ruins, if you have Yucatan residency, or maybe not even Yucatan resident, some of them give you a discount for Yucatan residency, and some of them it's just a discount for Mexican residency.
Yeah.
Just keep that in mind when you're going to some of these places.
Yeah, not just the ruins,
just
almost
ask.
Everywhere. Yeah.
It's not going to hurt to ask if there's a discount.
Yeah.
The answer is always going to be no if you don't ask. So.
Yeah. Yeah, if you have your temporary or permanent residency, always ask if there's a discount for locals or even people with their green cards, because a lot of times there is. Chichen Itza, we saved a pile of money. It was a huge savings. And a lot of times it is a substantial difference in the price. So, which is kind of cool. So that's it for that. We enjoyed that. Highly recommend those ruins over the Chichen Itza. Uxmal ruins over the Chichen Itza ones.
I think I should have control over the button. You take too long. We'll be here for hours if you don't get going. Cancun, Playa del Carmen. We've been to both. We love both. I probably love Cancun better than Playa, but
several times.
we always seem to end up at Playa more
Yeah,
often than Cancun.
not. Yeah, I don't know why. I like Cancun better too, to be honest with you. I do. I like the hotel zone. Me and Jen like the city though. We do.
I think Playa is probably just closer to the hotels that we end up staying at on the Mayan Riviera.
Well, that's exactly what it is. Yeah, we end up staying closer to Playa. So, yeah, everyone's heard of Cancun and Playa del Carmen. I mean, obviously the two most touristy destinations in all the Maya Riviera. So, most definitely. But Cancun is beautiful. The beaches are beautiful. Same with Playa del Carmen.
I just realized that statue is Poca Poke, isn't it?
Yes, it is. Yeah,
I just realized that.
yeah. That's further.
Poca Poke is a traditional Mayan ball game.
Ball game, yeah, but there was also a lot of they played it for political reasons as well, right? So like ritual. It was a ritual.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a religious.
Come to Mexico, learn all about it on your own.
Yeah.
If you've been to ruins, you know about Poca Poke. And
Yeah.
and on certain nights in El Centro in Merida, they play Poca Poke.
Yeah, almost
I
every Friday.
Yeah, I was going to say I think it's Fridays.
Friday they do it, yeah, quite often. So we got to get down there again on Friday night before we take off. All right, we'll carry on here.
Cenotes. We mentioned, I think, in last week's live, out of there, like something like 9,000 cenotes in the world, 7,000 of them are in the Yucatan Peninsula. So we do like to go to them, and they each have their own magic about them, and no two are alike.
Yeah.
So we've been to lots, dozens and dozens of cenotes.
So Jen's favorite one is Homun. The town of Homun is where you want to go for cenotes. Like obviously, the top left is the one by Chichen Itza, the most popular one. Everybody goes there. Iquil, it's called. So a lot of people go there. A lot of tour buses go there. It's pretty popular. It is a nice cenote, but it's very, very busy and very, very touristy.
I think we planned the timing right, though. So we did it the same day we did Chichen Itza, and we got up real early in the morning and drove to Chichen Itza for opening at 8 a.m.
Yeah, and there was people lined up to get in when we got there.
So, but we got in, we did our thing, and then, I mean, you get so hot and sweaty walking around Chichen Itza.
Yeah.
And Iquil is just around the corner, so it's. I would suggest doing Chichen Itza first, and then go to the cenote to refresh yourself.
Yeah.
And when we did it that way, it wasn't busy yet. Like there was no tour buses there.
No,
there was lots of people, but
it was busy, but not as busy. Yeah. We beat the tour buses because we were at Chichen Itza early enough. So they were still doing their tour at Chichen Itza, and we were already at the cenote swimming before they come there. So, but yeah, that's definitely the way to do it. So, Jen's favorite is which one?
I'm not sure I have a favorite. I have a recommendation, but that's not necessarily my favorite.
What's your recommendation?
Well, we'll get to those.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I thought we were doing that now.
No.
Okay, so we'll carry on then. What do I know?
So what have we accomplished in these last years? And that was not an exhaustive list. I mean, we've been to other places too, but
God, yeah, that was nowhere near the list of places we've been.
Well, no, it was near.
It was close, yeah. I guess
there's just a few places that didn't make the list, like maybe like Seasell didn't make it, and
a few of the
smaller,
the smaller places, that were really.
So and
that
now
was the highlights of the list, really, is what we went through.
And now we're going to talk about what we accomplished.
Okay.
And this probably is not exhaustive as either.
No.
So first of all, we sold everything we owned, got on a plane, and moved here. I mean, that is a great big accomplishment, all on its own.
Yeah.
And it took 6 months to complete it, but we did it. I don't think you used the right one because Izamal was not in the pictures. Did you open the right one?
Oh, maybe I didn't. Uh-oh. Probably didn't.
Well, it's too late now.
Ah, it's okay. Oh, yeah. Yeah, you added a couple spots. Yeah, because she sent me one and then she sent me another one after. And then, yeah, I probably opened the wrong one. I don't even know if that's okay. You can keep talking. I'll find it and open it. It's no big deal. And I'll zip through it.
So we landed in Mexico. We've managed to find a rental, and then just to find out that, okay, it's a furnished rental, but that's it, furniture, nothing else. So we spent so much money buying so many things. We had to buy our bedding, our towels, our dishes, our pots and pans. Oh, exhausted. We were constantly at the store, and we were spending thousands of pesos at a time.
Hey, Carrie, how are you?
So we managed to get all that done without a car, I might add. And we got our temporary residency. I mean, we had help with that, but we did go through the process to finish off. We started the process in Canada, and we finished it off here in Mérida. You didn't even open it.
No, that one I haven't even opened yet.
Good
No.
gravy. And I even texted you and said I sent it.
Yeah.
Good gravy. So either go to the next slide or open that one. I don't know what you want to do. I mean, there's so little added to it, but basically to the places we've been, we added Cozumel and Izamal.
Oh.
So right there. This one.
Oh, okay. There you go.
So the yellow city is Izamal, and there's some ruins in there as well. I don't know. Is there anything you want to say about Izamal?
Yeah, I really, 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 really liked Izamal.
It's just a day trip. Like you just maybe, I don't know, how far away, an hour maybe?
Yeah, about an hour. Here, just hang on 1 second. I'm going to stop sharing this. We're going to go back. Just hang on 1 second, guys. 2 seconds. That's all it'll take me. Here we go. Which one are we at? We're here? Yeah, that one. There you go.
I don't know.
There we go. So yeah, so Izamal. Highly recommend Izamal. Beautiful place.
Yeah, there was
Beautiful.
some ruins, just one site. Nothing like Uxmal or Chichen Itza.
2 years in review. That's what we're talking about, Carrie. Just 1 second. Yes, 2 years living in Mexico for 2 Canadians in Mérida area. And this is our travels around the Yucatan Peninsula and beyond.
So we got on this horse-drawn carriage, and it took us to these
I
ruins, and we climbed up these ruins, and then the carriage took us back to the church.
I like your happy face there, Carrie. That's pretty cool. Yeah. Beautiful city. Highly recommend going there. They call it the Yellow City because they painted the whole city yellow. Well, at least you're laughing anyway. That's one good thing. Thank God for that. Yeah, it's pretty dangerous. Look at it, how dangerous it is over there in that picture in the left-hand screen there. Us in the horse-drawn carriage there. So Izamal is a beautiful city, small city, very quaint place. Highly recommend going there. You could just go there for the day or one night would be plenty to see what you want to do, or just do a day trip there from Mérida. That's all we did. So, and we saw more than enough. I wish I had my drone then. I didn't have my drone, unfortunately. So not at that time, but yeah, who knows? We might go back. Okay, so we'll carry on. Did we miss anything else, babe, from the other one?
Well, Cozumel is added, but I'm not sure where it's added, so I don't know if you can.
Oh, okay.
There it is.
Cozumel. Perfect. Oh, look at the seaweed. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it was really bad that day.
It was bad that day, yeah.
So we
But just in that one spot, as you see.
No, it was most of the coast, but it was that one spot that was kind of clear of it, so that's where we went swimming.
Yeah, we're covering it up here, as you can see.
Oh.
Yeah, that's okay.
Okay, it's not there then. They don't need to see that.
Yeah, there's no seaweed yet.
No, it's not there. It's not there.
Yeah, Cancun's beautiful. We spent 12 years holidaying on the Maya Riviera. So all the way from Cancun to Belize almost for years and years and years. Beautiful, beautiful place. Absolutely beautiful. So I'll just show you here. So there you go. You can see the seaweed behind Jennifer there. So.
Okay, move on.
Okay, so that's it. Cozumel. Everyone's heard of Cozumel, a hot spot, well worth going. We've never spent the night there. We've only done day trips there. That's it. Yeah, we've got the catamaran there.
No, that was Isla.
Oh, that was Isla. So we've only gone there by ferry. Oh, okay. So we've only gone there by ferry, and we've been there a few times. So, and a cruise ship. We went there once on the cruise when it rained. So we love Cozumel. Definitely. Great place to go. I don't know if I'd want to spend a weekend there, but good for a day trip. Absolutely. Okay, we'll carry on.
So we've been through all these, so can you skip ahead?
Yeah, that's it. Okay, we're going to jump ahead, guys. Sorry. Again, I messed things all up. Oh, my God. Okay, so Valladolid, we'll go ahead. Keep going. Keep going. Oh, that was just added there, right? That was it. All right. To-do. Okay. So we're starting here, and we did this. Did you talk about this too much? No, right?
No.
Okay.
We opened a bank account, and that was much more frustrating than it should have been. It was a lot of trips back and forth to the bank.
Yeah, it was a lot of trips, yeah.
And not because, it was just one trip it was more than one trip to open it. We tried a few different banks before we found one that would actually open it for us.
It's all Mexico, yeah. It's all Mexico, yeah.
And then trying to get...
millions of people must be brave because millions of people live here. Sorry, go ahead, babe.
And once the bank account was even open, it was frustrating trying to get access to my account afterwards because, I'm not computer illiterate, but I'm not, tech savvy either. And I was having a hell of a time, but they were so patient with me. I even just brought my laptop and said, okay, what am I doing wrong? They helped me. They did. And a lot of the things that we accomplished, we did it in another language. So kudos to us, I guess.
Yeah. Well, and you were still learning. Jennifer did speak a little bit of Spanish before we got here.
So little.
But it was very, very little. So she's improved a great deal.
We bought a used car and sold that used car.
Yeah.
Then we bought a brand new car. And we registered that brand new car. And that, I think, was the first time I was very proud of myself because I did the registration absolutely on my own, by myself, in Spanish. So, there was one girl inside that did speak English. And she just kind of makes sure that everybody has all the documents that they need to go into the building and get done what they're there to get done with. If you don't have everything, they don't let you in that building.
Yeah.
And that was a few trips too, because the Yucatan likes its paperwork and they have extra steps. And so you have to go there and get a piece of paper, and then you have to take that piece of paper and you go to immigration, get it signed, and then you go back and say, okay, I have all this. Can I get my appointment? I have everything I need. And then you can get an appointment, and then you got to go back. It's an ordeal, but we knew going into that experience that there would be a lot of back and forth. We knew that. So
yeah. Yeah, we did our research.
And that's not our license plate, by the way. And that's not what the license plates look like now. I just got that
That's
picture
old,
off
yeah.
of the internet
Yeah.
because I wasn't putting my placas on the internet.
Yeah. So, but we knew that. We did our research before we went and did all this. So we knew there was going to be, it was a process to get
Yeah.
here.
And actually,
And even
just
the locals say, like when our local friend came from Chiapas and that, it's difficult to get things done here, even for the locals. The Yucatan is very, 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 very sticky. Like Jen said, they like their paperwork and they want it all in triplicates. So
yeah,
that's why there's photocopy
yeah.
places everywhere you go here. There's a lot of,
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
like their paperwork and like say very meticulous about everything. So
And Jorge did call them ahead of time for us and inquire on the steps, and they told him, and he's like, that doesn't sound right. Like, why would they do that? I don't understand. And he's like, I don't think they're right. But no, yeah, there was those extra steps just because we're foreigners.
yeah.
So
Anyway, we got it all done. So that was great. So one less thing to worry about. Now it's going to be different when we go to. I'm going to get a driver's license, a Mexican driver's license, when we go to Jalapa, Veracruz. So watch out for that video, guys, and we'll check that out. So,
I'll be looking into.
And we'll obviously have to change plates too.
Well,
there.
no, not necessarily. I'm going to be looking into whether it's easier to renew our plates here before we go, or get new ones there when we go. So I will look into that here shortly.
Okay, so that's it. We'll carry on. Used car to a new car. Brand new Dodge Attitude 3-cylinder sedan.
We set up utilities. So the first one we set up was at our first Pravada was Telmex. We had fiber optic, and our realtor said, "Go to this address, and they'll fix you up." And that was very difficult for me, and I couldn't actually do it. I ended up phoning my realtor on the phone and passing it to the lady at Telmex because I just wasn't able to do it. I was, days fresh into Mexico, and I couldn't do it.
In your Spanish, yeah.
Yeah.
So anybody that's, before you carry on, anybody that's new to watching, Jennifer did live in Guadalajara for 6 months. She went to university there and took Spanish for 6 months. Many, many years ago when she was a young girl, she lived in Mexico for 6 months in Guadalajara. Okay, go ahead.
Cell phones. Daryl set himself up with AT&T, and that was not as difficult. He didn't speak English, but I understood him mostly. But he also was really good with his translator app. So he'd talk into his phone and then show us what he was required of us. And then Telcel was probably the easiest because I just put a new SIM card in my existing cell phone and off I went.
Yeah, for you. And I went with AT&T because I had seen a video from Q Paul, who you said you could get AT&T and pay for upfront for the whole year or 2 years. So that's what I ended up doing. And then when that expired, I went to Telcel. But I'm going to go back to AT&T because I like the idea of not having a cell phone bill. So, and then I was also told that Telcel is better, but I don't think Telcel is any better as far as reception goes here. So,
when we moved out to the beach, I got Jessica to help us switch our Telmex, our internet service, from our house in Mérida to our house in Progreso. But I had her do that weeks in advance, and I had her phone and do it. She was on the phone with them for an hour. I could not have done that in Spanish. I would have been crying and in tears. That just wouldn't have happened. So
she was on hold for quite a bit too, though.
Well, yeah, the whole process took over an hour.
Yeah.
I don't mean she was talking to them for an hour.
No. Yeah.
The whole process took an hour, and yeah, it was probably mostly on hold, but whatever.
No different than back home dealing with TELUS. It's pretty much the exact same thing.
Yeah,
What
pretty
a
much.
nightmare.
Yeah.
Not much
So in
different
the
from
end,
Talon's back
they
home.
never showed up on time.
Yeah.
I was without internet, or we were without internet for a week at the beach.
Yeah.
And in the end, Telmex never provided us with service again, so I canceled them and I set up Izzy, and Izzy was so easy. I did it on WhatsApp. I contacted them 3:00 on a Friday afternoon. They were there Sunday setting it up so I could do payroll on Monday.
Yeah, but we didn't even know that they were going to come because he said it would be up to 5 business days.
3 days.
Yeah. But we were surprised.
But it was 3 days, but I was assumed it was 3 business days.
Yeah, we were surprised they showed up on Sunday. We weren't expecting them till Monday or Tuesday, and all of a sudden the guy was there Sunday, and we're both like, "Oh my God, we have internet on Sunday! Wow!"
And
awesome.
that's a cable internet, and we never had issues with it.
No, it was awesome, and they were.
We moved with it to Chicxulub.
Yeah,
no issues. Again, did it all on WhatsApp.
Yeah, highly recommend if you move here and you
great
have a
customer
choice.
Service.
Yeah, great customer service. If you have a choice between Izzy or Telcel, 100% Izzy all the way, go, unless you're getting fiber optics with Telcel.
Telmex, you mean?
Or Telmex, sorry, yeah, Telmex. So, yeah. But Izzy does have fiber optics, but only in certain areas.
No.
Oh, because they told us we were going to get fiber optics out at...
That was Telmex.
Oh, that was Telmex, sorry. So Izzy doesn't, well, they might offer it somewhere. But anyway, if you're getting fiber optics and Telmex, obviously, otherwise
I think Telmex is the only one that has fiber optic.
Okay. Well,
but you know what? It's fiber optic here is not like back home. They're not burying the cables underground.
Yeah, but we had faster internet here than we did back at home. Our internet here was faster. When we were in our first Pravada, the internet was lightning fast. It was faster than back at home. Here they have true fiber optics. So, anyway.
Well, we had a lot of problems with the fiber optic here in this house. Yeah. And the customer service just is not there. But that's probably because they have the monopoly on fiber optic. They don't have to have good customer service. They're the only ones out here servicing, unless you're getting Elon Musk. They're the only ones out here servicing. I found one other satellite company that wasn't Starlink, and they're significantly more expensive for slower speeds.
Yeah, it's quite a bit slower, yeah. So anyway, Izzy offers good high-speed internet, not fiber optics, but they have good high-speed internet, cable internet, high-speed.
You did complain about the speed of it.
Because we bought a lower package. You could get a higher package. You just are cheap, so you bought a cheap package. So, okay, well, carry on. That's enough about internet and phone and all that. Carry on. Let's go get her done.
So some other accomplishments. We built a YouTube channel. I think we had slightly over 100 subscribers when we moved.
Yeah, when we moved here 2 years ago, we had about 100 subscribers, and my channel was about trapping in northern Canada. So I went from trapping to Mexico videos. So the channel grew quite a bit. So
I worked remotely. That was quite an adjustment. Figuring out how to do my job.
Paperless,
because I love my paper. They called my office the file room back home. And I switched jobs while in Mexico, and I went and got my RFC number, not yours, but you really don't have need for it.
Yeah.
Daryl has no money in his name.
Yeah.
They don't have joint bank accounts here.
Yeah, there's no joint bank accounts here. Yeah. You can't get a joint bank account here.
No.
It's kind of weird.
I improved my Spanish. I'm continuing to improve my Spanish. I'm
still struggling and learning.
We built connections with many people, and I don't just mean we made friends. We just seem to have, we introduced this person to this person, and that's a connection that they really needed to make. And I think that's what I mean, more than anything, about making connections.
Yeah, we connected a lot of people with a lot of other people.
Yeah.
Kind of like Eddie Allen did for us when we first got here. Everybody we know is pretty much through Eddie Allen, a musician that lived here. And we've introduced a lot of people to a lot of people. All of our friends have just, so, and anytime anybody ever meets any of our friends, they're like, oh, you have such lovely friends. Your friends are so nice. Your friends are so nice. So,
We researched and purchased health insurance, and we're always striving for a healthier lifestyle.
healthier lifestyle, yeah.
We may fall off the wagon a little bit, but we're always focused. There's
well,
there's always whatever change we make. Like we've been making changes for years, way back home in Canada. So it's always just kind of adding a layer to our healthy lifestyle. So whatever new health
the biggest
change
thing
we make, it just kind of adds a layer to what we're already doing, and we just keep going that way.
Yeah, every month, every year, it just gets better and better. Where we're definitely on the swing up for a healthier lifestyle. The biggest thing is we're not drinkers and we're not drug addicts, and we don't smoke.
Well, we never were, so that's not really a change.
Well, I smoked weed, so I did drugs, right?
Yeah, but that was you quit before you met me.
Oh yeah, I quit a long time ago. I quit smoking weed when I was 40, practically. So I mean, I fell off the wagon a few times, but I mean, we're not drug addicts, and we're not drinkers. We never were drinkers. So, and both Jennifer and I did smoke, but it's been a lot of years since Jennifer's quit. I can't remember how long, and I'm going on 4 years now. 3 years, 4 years, 4 years. So, yeah, and then eating healthy, obviously, right? Exercising. So,
yeah, I'm always striving to learn more about nutrition and what's good for you. And
yeah, we've stopped buying
bread,
potatoes, anything starchy.
We haven't cut out carbs, but just
not fully. No.
Those are just some items that we just don't buy anymore.
Yeah. No, when we go out to eat, we still,
we'll still have
indulge a little bit. If we go
whatever.
If we go to the movies, we'll indulge, but it's not an everyday occurrence like it used to be, right? Like meat and potatoes, right? Vegetables back home, right? Now it's just a lot of meat and vegetables and fruit, a lot of fruit. So, okay, we'll carry on. That's it for that. And what do we love about the Yucatan? So we pretty much listed what we love.
No. We talked about it some, but
well, I guess talked about the areas. Yeah.
The slides will show you more about what we love about the Yucatan. You never really added anything to this list.
No, it was all good though. That was it. That was
okay. So
we love the same things pretty much. That's why we got married.
Walking on the beach, biking on the Malecon.
Yeah.
Cenote days. There's no two alike. Each are beautiful, and in such a hot area, it's very refreshing. In Mérida, you get the best of both worlds. You can partake in traditional Mexico, or you can go in and enjoy the amenities of any first world country, like Texas Roadhouse or McDonald's or whatever it is. Costco. Costco is very popular here. Mérida is a great location. It's
all of the American chains are very popular in Mexico. I'll tell you that right now. They all are. All the food chains, the American food chains, all the American stores, they're all very popular here by the Mexican people. The Mexican people flock to the American chain restaurants and to, like Jen said, Costco, Walmart. They're all busy with Mexicans. But the gringos do also love their Costco here in Mexico.
Because it's
familiar.
Familiar.
It's familiar to them. That's right. So they're, the ones that move here and don't integrate with, not all, but some, they're going to places that they know that they're familiar with, and they're going to Costco because they know it, right? They recognize all the products on the shelf, so they're going to Costco. So we don't go to Costco.
It's a great location because it's proximity to various beaches.
Location is the biggest thing for me.
Yeah,
to
and
live here.
It's
Biggest thing.
It's well, you talk about it then.
Oh, the location?
Yeah.
Well, you got
the Caribbean. And
you got the Caribbean 4 hours away, 4.5 hours away. You're in the Caribbean. You got the Gulf of Mexico from Mérida is only 30 minutes away, 35 minutes. You're at the Gulf. You got Campeche, you got El Cuyo. You can go to Bacalar is not all that far. 5 hours, you're in Bacalar. There's just and all the magic little towns that are around here, like that we just went through the whole list of towns. There's just so much to see and do here in the Yucatan Peninsula, not just the state, but in the peninsula itself, which can all be done within a weekend getaway or a day trip, right? A weekend getaway or a day trip, you can explore, like we've explored for 2 years here, and we've really not seen everything that we wanted to. There's still a few more places I'd like to go to, but it's really got the perfect location. So keep in mind next week, guys, next Wednesday, we're going to do a video about what we dislike about the Yucatan. So hop on next week and you'll see what we dislike about the Yucatan. So I won't get into that today. So we'll just carry on with what we love about the Yucatan, which is a fair bit. So
right. So we'll move on to culture. My favorite is Dia de los Muertos. Not just Mérida, but the surrounding towns. They have all kinds of events going on, and not just one day. Like for like at least a 2-week period. There's various events happening and tours going on, and it's just a very exciting feeling for me. And keep in mind, the first year. We were so brand new. We'd only been here like 2 weeks. And I don't even remember it. I know we didn't go out and do nothing, but we didn't have a car. We had just rented our house like days prior. So we didn't do it.
That was the first year.
That was the first year.
Yeah.
The second year, you did most everything. But I missed a lot of it because I was working and staying home with the dog.
We can fix that this year.
Yeah, so I'm looking forward to participating in a lot more different things. And we were living at the beach, so we did things both in Progreso and in Mérida.
Yeah.
So I look forward to feeling that excitement again. And another favorite is Paseo de Montejo, and it doesn't really matter what you're doing even if you just go down there for a walk and just sightsee. There's artisans line the roads, and there's always I don't know what you want to call that, an art exhibition.
Yeah.
On this one spot, and there's places that you can go tour, like old houses and museums. Restaurants like galore. There's just a lot going on down there. And then, of course, BC Ruta, which is where they shut down half of the road, and you can bicycle through El Centro.
El Centro is beautiful. It absolutely is. Yeah, you could go there every day and see something new pretty well. And it's a beautiful place to walk and explore. Like Jen said, there's always so much going on. There's the restaurants, the food down there is really good. There's a lot of places to go down there, definitely. And it's always busy, hustle and bustle down there. And it's so nice because you see so many families are out, exploring and just enjoying the downtown. Like so many families are out walking around, people with their dogs, with their pets, their cats, whatever, right? And especially on the weekend on Sunday when they close the street down for you to ride your bike or rent a bike when you're down there. It's really nice to see everybody out living their lives and all the families come together and just out living their life. And we don't experience that back home in Canada. You just don't see that anymore. Not like that anyway. Nothing like it. So It's actually very heartwarming to see. So, sightseeing, restaurants, what do you got? Events, yeah. So that's pretty much it.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, and about events, I find that like say they're having a marathon or something on Paseo de Montejo, so they'll have it, but they still do the BC Ruta too. They just
Yeah.
kind of make it all fit,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
it all happens all at once.
Yeah. Yeah. We went down there one time and they were having a marathon or
Yeah.
something, eh? That
And
was going
then,
on.
at Christmas time, they've got the big Christmas tree, or I think it's Monday nights, they have dancers, like in that remate, they call it the circle part.
Yeah,
And
that's another thing. It changes all the time with the holidays, right? You know, you go down there, it's a different time of the year, and it's all different because now it's decorated for Christmas, now it's decorated for Halloween, and now it's decorated for Day of the Dead, now it's decorated for Easter, and you know, uh, the Mexicans love their holidays, so which is really cool. It's really nice, really nice to see. We have a great time every time we go down there, and even to go down there in the evening just to go for a walk. I had a local friend, me and him would go down there in the evening and just walk around. So anyway, so that's enough of that. And that in the top left corner is, or sorry, the top right corner right here is a wing place on the Malecon International that I highly recommend you go to. So it's the new Malecon in Progresso. If you keep walking over the Chocolate Pier and past so they call it the Chocolate Pier under the longest bridge in the world. If you go out there and walk to the very end of the Malecon, you'll see that wing place, and they have awesome wings. So just a little taste of home, kind of nice crispy wings, just like you would have in a English pub back home in Canada or the USA. So highly recommend that place. Jen's giving me the thumbs here to get going. They're rolling thumbs here to get going. Okay, go carry on. That's it. Our
here they
recommendations.
are. Here's our recommendations.
Recommendations. Yeah, we'll just
Okay.
put at the end anyway, guys.
Um,
Before we go any further, Gayleen was asking about herbs and spices, so we'll just answer Gayleen's question. Go ahead. I'll let you take that away. There is obviously different herbs and spices here that we don't see in Canada for sure. I can't think of
a lot
any.
of chilies.
A lot of chilies, yeah. And I have noticed the longer I'm here, I'm eating hotter and hotter food all the time. Jennifer, not so much, but I really do like my hot sauce now. So, and I never really was one for spicy food, but anyway. And then, so that's all she really want to know about that. The spices, yeah, you'll have to come here. I can't give you the list of all the spices, but there's definitely a lot of things you're not going to see in Canada and probably the USA either, unless you go to a specialty type grocery store.
Oh, so Gayleen's going to be here for Day of the Dead. That's exciting.
Yeah, that's
That's
right. Yeah.
exciting.
Oh, right
Yes.
in Puerto Vallarta,
Yeah,
right? Cabo.
that
A
should be.
lot of people go to Cabo and that side. I have a friend that goes over there, Los Cabos. Yeah.
Yeah, I saw a
Oh, booked a
picture.
cruise. Okay,
I
cool.
saw a picture of the Katrina they had in Puerto Vallarta last year. It was very impressive. I don't know if they do that every year, but you should enjoy that no matter what it is that they do.
Yeah.
So moving on to our recommendations. If you can only see one cenote, it's got to be Santa Barbara. Not saying this is my favorite, but it gives you three different cenotes. So, there's different kinds. There's open and closed, etc. I've been through that on a different live. So you get three different ones, and then plus the horse ride is kind of a unique feature, and you have the option of lunch. Now Santa Barbara is right on the edge of Homun, and Homun is a small town, and then the surrounding areas is hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of cenotes, and most of them are family run, very rustic. You can go to the town center in Homun and get a little tuk-tuk, pay a little tuk-tuk driver to take you to some different ones if you want to go that route too, or if you do have more time to do more than just one. But Santa Barbara is also very much more refined and less rustic. So
Yeah, but it's pretty cool though. We have a
yes.
video on it. Check it out. They take you on a horse and buggy, and the buggy is on railroad tracks, and the horse pulls the buggy down the railroad tracks to the cenote. They drop you off, and then from there you walk to the other two cenotes, and then the horse and buggy brings you back on the railroad tracks. It's pretty cool. It's very cool, and they have showers. They have a restaurant. They have lockers. Um, yeah,
Yep.
it's a pretty cool place, and the food was really good and very reasonable price, pretty cheap. So
We would recommend Uxmal over Chichen Itza, and we've kind of already gone over why that is. There's less people,
yeah, we won't get in.
significantly less
Yeah,
people, and the chocolate story is just down the road. Um, so El Centro versus Paseo de Montejo. I would recommend Paseo de Montejo, though El Centro, and I mean when I say that, I mean because Paseo is in El Centro, but when I say El Centro, I mean the town square. So you've got all the municipal buildings and the church in that square and the Zocala. That's where the Mérida sign is, and they have a lot of things going on there with the Poke Poke. They've got the light show
yeah.
on the church. They've got
And
dancing in this, in front of them. They've got a lot going on, and they decorate for different times of the years, etc. The Independence Day, there was a big stage of music, and there's a lot going on down there. It's just a personal preference. I find that if I walked down Paseo every night for a week, it would not be the same walk every night.
No, it's not. Yeah,
It's
it's
just
something different. You see something
yeah,
different all the time.
yeah.
Yeah. Hey, how you doing, buddy? What's up? LECP.
You
I wouldn't even
haven't
know how
gone
to
to
pronounce
El Salvador yet. You're still checking in with us.
it.
Recommendations for restaurants. So in Mérida, Mariha, it's on the north end. It's a seafood place, and it's kind of elevated. I mean, it's not expensive, but it's not your street taco either.
No.
So a little more elevated. The chef and proprietor is from Guadalajara, and
Very good seafood and very
very tasty,
very good,
tasty.
very clean environment. The plates are. I was a chef all my life, and I give that place 10 stars out of 5. Like seriously, it's really good. They're really good. Very professional. The food is to die for there. Very to die for. And the plates come out looking like a piece of art. They do. Yeah, highly recommend that place. So it's in the north end. You can Google it. Come back, take a screenshot of this, write these recommendations down when you're here. Go check them out. Okay, carry on. Next one, babe. What's the other one?
Next one is Miyabi, sorry. It's a sushi place, but it was a very interesting decor, and the food was so good.
Oh, yeah, it was another one.
So
Yeah.
good.
We just discovered that place.
Yeah.
Riley and Lysandro took
Yeah.
us there.
And that is, now it's not on Paseo de Montejo, but it's on the street that turns into Paseo
Yeah, it's not far from downtown.
Calle
It's kind of
60
in the downtownish area.
Yeah, like
of
kind of right
Mérida.
before it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So between the north end and
Yeah.
and
So if you like
Paseo.
sushi, that's definitely highly recommend that place to go check that out in Mérida.
And right down on Paseo de Montejo, there's numerous restaurants, but we really like Tropico 56.
Yeah.
Reasonable.
Good food,
and good.
reasonable price, and the staff is super friendly there. Super good environment. I can't say enough about the staff. The staff for me there was just so welcoming, pet friendly, and they do have live music as well quite often. So, and it's right in where
That circle where the Christmas tree goes.
yeah, where they put up the Christmas tree at the end of the main drag there.
Mm-hmm.
So it's quite nice. Highly recommend Tropical 56. It's a good decor in there too. Okay.
And then in Progreso, we recommend going to Paul's. It's a restaurant he runs out of his home. So he's got a street cart, and then he's got seating in his garage area, if you will. And he's just a few doors down from crocodiles, so most expats
Yeah,
know
it's pretty
of
much right beside.
crocodiles.
If you Google crocodiles in Progresso, Paul's is pretty much
Yeah,
right beside
he's the
crocodiles.
street cart that's lit up after
Yeah,
7 at night. So
it's out of his home, and he
it's
has.
40 pesos. Maybe even if he's raised his prices to 50 pesos a torta,
Yeah,
you really can't go wrong.
Yeah, you want to support a local guy. Go to Torta Paul's. Like I said, it's right
Yeah.
beside crocodiles. I
He
don't
also
think.
rents bikes.
Yeah, he does a lot of things. Yeah, and Paul does speak English a little bit, pretty good actually. He speaks good English, so he caters kind of the expats. A lot of expats go there.
Well, they kind of live all around him.
They live all around him, yeah. So he gets a lot of expats go there, and probably because he does speak English. So, and he's born and raised in Progresso, pure blood Yucatecan. So you're going to get traditional Yucatecan food. You go to, we call them torta Pauls.
Yeah.
And ask for the torta Pauli. So can't say enough about Paul's place that he has. So
Mayacaw is another seafood place. Most of the places on the Malecon are seafood. I mean, not strictly, but
yeah.
so Mayacaw, but we just love the decor and the atmosphere. And
another place where the staff is amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice decor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Watch your bill though. Nothing's happened to us, but we've kind of heard reports. So just keep an eye on your bill.
Well, we heard that somebody said that they added the tip in, which is illegal to do. They're not supposed to do that. So,
yeah. And they said it was
We've
an X
never
amount
had-
of percent, and it was
yeah,
nowhere near that
yeah.
percent. So, I mean, that didn't happen. That was not our experience, but just,
no, and we've been there lots.
but that's a good lesson for any restaurant, not just that one. Like any restaurant, check your bill, because we always just go right down to the sum total. Well,
And if you guys, everybody watches Kiru Paul, so everybody knows that they're not supposed to be adding the tip on the bill. So just keep that in mind. There should be no tip added on to any bill. So.
And then finally, Almadia, but only for breakfast. It's reasonably priced. It's very tasty.
I like,
and I don't know. I don't like the other meals there that I've had.
Yeah,
just
the
breakfast.
I liked Almadia because
it's right on the Malecon, so you're looking at the ocean while you eat. So it's beautiful.
They have good coffee. They have cappuccino. I like going there in the morning. I'd ride my bike there and stop there and have coffee, have a cappuccino, and I'd have avocado toast, which would be eggs with on avocado toast. So, and it was really, really good, and it was pretty cheap. I think like for 200 pesos I could have, and that was with tip, 250, have a nice cappuccino, nice breakfast. So with tip. So, highly recommend Almadia. Highly recommend Almadia. Okay, so that's it. I think we're just about done, guys. Good thing. Oh my God, another long one. Jeepers, creepers, man.
Yeah, I told you we could have split this one into two, but.
Oh no.
So there might be another slide, but I don't think so. So we're grateful for our time here in Mérida, and we will miss it.
Yeah. Oh, before we end too, guys. So next week we're gonna do what we hate about the Yucatan. So come back Wednesday and let's chat about that.
Hopefully that'll be much smaller.
It'll be hopefully shorter. Yeah. Let's try to keep that under an hour, please and thank you. And then Friday's video, normally we drop a video Friday, but we have a surprise live on Friday instead. So we're going to interview some friends who have moved here from Canada, him and his wife. And she is from Colombia originally, but she was living in, I don't know how long she's been in Canada. But they both came from Canada. She's Colombian, he's Canadian. They moved down here just recently. They are going to be live with us on Friday at 8 o'clock, same time. Central Standard Time, so we're going to switch it up. So our other video will drop, our recorded video will drop Saturday versus Friday. So it'll just be a switcheroo there. A live on Friday, recorded video Saturday, instead of vice versa. So come back Friday, guys. We're going to do another live with them. And yeah, we're going to do it remotely. So it'll be like a Zoom call, kind of like what we did with, it'll be exactly what we did with our dear friend Josue. So if you guys want to come back and listen to two people who have just moved here and hear their story from Canada, stop in Friday at 8 o'clock. And that's really about all I have to say about that, I think, eh? Oh, what did you do there? Oh,
That was the last
That
one.
was it?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's it, guys. She's all over. You just got to look at us now. Sorry, let me highlight us here. Dude, there you go. We're big.
Sorry we talked so long.
Yeah, sorry for keeping you guys. Oh,
It's a wonderful
well.
place to visit. Lots to talk about.
Yeah, it is a wonderful place to visit if you're here. That was our highlights for living here for 2 years, my friends. Thank you for sticking around for this super long video. We really appreciate it. People are coming and going, so thank you so much, everyone that stuck around to the very end. So I think that's it, guys. Hasta luego. God bless everybody out there, and as always, peace on earth. We're going to sign out now. Nothing else. Any more questions? Spit it out now or we're gone.
Adios.
Hasta luego.